In the historical timeline, the Panther was rushed into production for the Battle of Kursk in July 1943, where its catastrophic mechanical failures became legendary. But in our alternate history, the breaking point occurs much earlier, during the pivotal Armaments conference in Berlin in October 1942. Albert Speer, the newly appointed Minister of Armaments and War Production, was a pragmatist surrounded by romantic militarists. Armed with cold, hard data, Speer realized that Germany's industrial output was being choked by its own over-engineering. He was joined by General Heinz Guderian, the father of the Blitzkrieg, who had recently returned from inspecting shattered units on the Eastern Front. Together, Speer and Guderian presented a joint, sobering report directly to Adolf Hitler. They laid out the raw mathematics of total war. Germany was facing critical shortages of tungsten, chromium, and nickel, alloys essential for the high-strength steel used in the Panther's complex gears and armor. Furthermore, the specialized manufacturing facilities required to machine the Panther's intricate hull and turret could not be scaled up. Speer's presentation featured a single devastating comparison. For every single Panther tank manufactured, German industry could produce nearly 3 simplified Panzer IV tanks. Furthermore, a Panzer IV required only a fraction of the maintenance hours, meaning that a Panzer IV regiment would consistently maintain an operational readiness rate of over 80%, while Panther units struggled to keep even 30% of their tanks running. Guderian delivered the tactical coup de grace, arguing that a running Panzer IV in the field was worth 10 broken-down Panthers stranded in a repair depot 50 miles behind the lines. Hitler, usually transfixed by heavy armor and giant guns, was forced to confront the harsh reality of the Eastern Front's grinding attrition. The German army was running out of tanks faster than factories could replace them. Persuaded by Speer's economic pragmatism and Guderian's tactical authority, Hitler made a rare, decisive pivot. He ordered the complete cancellation of the Panther program before its mass production lines could be established. He decreed that German armor production must be fully standardized, focusing all industrial might on a single, optimized and mass-producible workhorse, the Panzer IV. By the winter of 1941, the German Panzerwaffe was reeling from a profound psychological and tactical shock. As Operation Barbarossa ground to a halt in the frozen mud outside Moscow, German tank crews came face to face with a new generation of Soviet armor. The T-34 medium tank and the KV-1 heavy tank shattered the German assumption of technological superiority. The standard German workhorses, the Panzer III and Panzer IV, found their short-barreled guns virtually useless against the sloped, thick armor of these Soviet behemoths. The German response was swift, desperate, and ultimately fatal to their long-term industrial prospects. Rather than focusing on simplifying and scaling up their existing manufacturing lines, the German High Command, driven by Adolf Hitler's obsession with technological superweapons, embarked on a race to build the ultimate tactical machines. This pursuit of mechanical perfection birthed the legendary Tiger Wars and the highly sophisticated Panther tank. On paper, the Panther was an engineering masterpiece, boasting sloped armor, a high-velocity 7.5 cm KWK-42 L-70 gun, and advanced torsion bar suspension. It was designed to outclass any Allied tank at extreme ranges. Yet this relentless pursuit of tactical supremacy ignored the brutal, unforgiving laws of industrial attrition. The Panther was not a weapon optimized for total war. It was a delicate, handcrafted machine of terrifying complexity. Its double torsion bar suspension required 16 interleaving road wheels on each side, a design that trapped mud, ice and rocks, freezing solid on the Eastern Front and throwing tracks at critical moments. Replacing a single inner road wheel required hours of back-breaking labor in field workshops, stripping away the outer wheels just to access the broken part. More catastrophically, the Panther's final drive assemblies and transmission were dangerously under-designed. The vehicle's weight had ballooned during development from the initial 35 tons to nearly 45 tons, but the transmission and steering gears were never adequately upgraded to handle the massive increase in torque. As a result, early Panthers suffered from epidemic mechanical failures, with engines regularly catching fire before they even reached the front lines. The manufacturing of a single Panther demanded over 150,000 man-hours, vast quantities of critical alloys like molybdenum and nickel, and highly specialized machine tools. Germany's industrial elite, seduced by the illusion of tactical perfection, had walked open-eyed into a devastating trap, creating a tank that was brilliant in a duel but a complete liability in a war of global attrition. With the Panther cancelled and heavy tank development frozen, German engineers at Krupp and Womag were ordered to redesign the Panzer IV, stripping away any feature that hindered rapid mass production while maximizing its defensive and offensive capabilities. The result of this intensive engineering effort was the Panzer IV Lang. This was not merely an upgraded variant, but a thoroughly rationalized weapon of war. The most significant visual change was the elimination of the Panzer IV's traditional vertical stepped front plate. In its place, engineers welded a simplified single-piece sloped glacis plate directly onto the front hull. This sloped plate, set at an angle of 60 degrees, effectively doubled the physical thickness of the armor against incoming kinetic energy rounds without adding weight to the suspension. The turret was also simplified, removing the heavy, complex internal turret basket and replacing the hydraulic traverse system with a rugged, highly reliable manual gearing system that saved hundreds of manufacturing hours. To maximize lethality, the Panzer IV Lang was standardized with the long-barreled 7.5 cm KWK-40 L48 gun. This highly accurate weapon could reliably penetrate the frontal armor of Soviet T-34s and British Shermans at distances of up to 1,500 meters. The complex and expensive rubber-saving steel road wheels designed for the Panther were abandoned. Instead, the Panzer IV Lang utilized a highly simplified leaf spring suspension system. While it lacked the smooth ride of the Panther's torsion bars, it was incredibly durable, easy to manufacture, and could be repaired in the field with basic tools in under an hour. Crucially, with the cancellation of the Panther, German armaments production underwent an unprecedented transformation. Historically, German factories resembled massive artisan craft workshops where highly skilled machinists individually fitted parts for over-engineered tanks. This system was completely dismantled. Albert Speer enforced a ruthless program of industrial rationalization, dividing the manufacturing of the standardized Panzer IV Lang across three primary industrial syndicates: Krupp-Gruson in Magdeburg, Womag in Plauen, and the massive Nibelungenwerk in St. Valentin, Austria. These factories were reorganized into synchronized conveyor-belt assembly lines, mimicking the high-efficiency production methods of Detroit and the Soviet tank complexes at Chelyabinsk. No longer bottlenecked by the intricate machining requirements of the Panther's complex transmissions or interleaved road wheels, production times plummeted. A single Panzer IV Lang could be assembled in less than 40% of the time it took to build a Panther. Subcontractors across Germany were fully standardized, supplying identical components that were completely interchangeable between vehicles. If a Panzer IV Lang was damaged on the Eastern Front, parts could be cannibalized from any other tank in the division. By early 1944, the results of this industrial miracle were staggering. Instead of producing a trickle of historically unreliable Panthers and Tigers, German tank output skyrocketed to an all-time high, consistently delivering over 1,800 simplified Panzer IV Langs per month. This massive industrial surge occurred despite. In the summer of 1944, the Red Army launched Operation Bagration, a massive multi-front offensive designed to completely destroy German Army Group Center. In our historical timeline, the German panzer divisions were under strength, starved of fuel, and equipped with a chaotic mix of broken-down Panthers and Tigers that were abandoned by their crews during rapid retreats due to minor mechanical failures. But in this alternate reality, the Soviet armored spearheads slammed into a completely different defensive force. As Soviet T-34-85 tanks advanced through the swampy forests of Belarus, they were met by fully equipped, mechanically resilient panzer regiments. Because German factories had flooded the front lines with thousands of standardized Panzer IV Langs, German commanders finally possessed the tactical flexibility they had lost in 1943. The Panzer IV Lang's leaf spring suspension and Maybach engines handled the swampy terrain with ease, allowing German units to execute rapid retreats, regroup, and launch devastating flank attacks. The tactical superiority of the Panzer IV Lang was demonstrated in the defensive battle outside Minsk. Utilizing their standardized 7.5 Sd.Kfz Guderian L-48 guns, German crews were able to engage and destroy Soviet medium tanks at ranges where the Soviet 85mm guns could not reliably penetrate the sloped frontal plates of the German workhorse. Crucially, because mechanical reliability was near 90%, German units did not have to. The strategic impact of standardizing on the Panzer IV Lang reshaped the final year of the conflict. While it did not change the ultimate outcome of the war, as Germany was still structurally overwhelmed by the colossal economic power of the United States and the Soviet Union, it fundamentally altered the timeline of the collapse. By prioritizing industrial utility over over-engineered complexity, Germany was able to prolong its defensive capabilities, stretching its dwindling resources to their absolute physical limits. The Panzer IV Lang proved a historical truth that modern military planners still study today. In a total war of industrial attrition, mechanical reliability, and mass production will always triumph over low-volume technological superweapons. The legacy of the Panzer IV Lang is one of cold mechanical efficiency. It stripped away the romanticized myths of the Panther and Tiger, proving that the real power of an armored force lies not in its ability to win isolated technical duels, but in its ability to maintain operational presence on the battlefield day after day. In the post-war era, military analysts from both the United States and the Soviet Union studied the industrial mobilization files of Albert Speer's standardization program, incorporating these lessons of simplicity, interchangeability, and rugged durability into the design of the first main battle tanks of the Cold War. The Panzer IV Lang remains the ultimate testament to the triumph of utility over complexity, a steel wall built on the foundation of industrial realism.